Call recording stopped working. Okay, well, we're still live, so that's great. Hi. We're live. Welcome to the Church Communications Podcast with Katie, and tonight is Jenny. I know you're all surprised that this is not a man. It is not Daryl. Tonight it is just Jenny and I, because Daryl had to do something. I honestly don't know what Daryl's doing tonight. I guess he's taking a break, so good.
He's giving me a moment.
Yeah, good for Daryl. He wasn't at work today, but he was answering emails. I don't really know. Maybe he was just like doing stuff at the house. So, yeah. So, welcome to the podcast. It's totally feminine and awesome. So, this is Jenny, and Jenny's going to tell you who she is while I share this over to the group.
Yeah. Hey guys, I am a marketer. And I help churches with their marketing as well as influencers, and we help just get their message out there. And I'm also a speaker and a writer with my ministry, Freedom Creatives. So I'm excited to be here and hang with Katie and you guys. So.
Yeah, she's not talking, bragging about herself, but Jenny has an Emmy. Sorry, I bring this up to everyone now. Like, Jenny has an Emmy. Like, you know, like one of those awards that people win at things. It's important. Yeah. It's over there. I think you should show
It's over there.
It's important. Like,
there it is.
I'm not often having like an Emmy award. I don't think you can see it because they're in a weird square, so you have to like really go straight. So it's too bad, guys. Sorry, you can't see it.
Easy lose.
It doesn't happen often though that I have an Emmy award-winning writer on my podcast. So
definitely not a writer. Let's not get confused.
Me.
Emmy award-winning editor. Video editor, yeah.
Still worth it.
But now I'm a writer, so it all meshes into one creative ninja style.
Right, so right. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
Good. No, I don't know. Yeah, so why don't you tell them about that? Because I think that's a cool story.
Well, I worked in the entertainment industry for about 7 years, and I got to work on behind-the-scene featurettes for DreamWorks movies and Paramount and all these different things. And then I kind of transitioned out of that to go help launch a church. And while I was doing that, I got to work on a television show for PBS about chemistry. So an educational series. Totally awesome. You would love it. And then one day I got a phone call and they're like, you won an Emmy. And I'm like, really? Is this like a thing? So I had to shell out some money to get it. And I got my Emmy. Because it cost
people don't know about Emmys is that you have to pay for them.
You have to pay for them. It is a business. But they are so supportive, and they're letting me say, like, on my book that's coming out, Emmy award-winning editor. So, like, they're super awesome, the Academy, and it's, like, really fun. So
you can really say thanks to the Academy.
Thanks to the Academy. That's something that I can, like,
that
totally
you can literally say. Yeah, I can't say that. I've never went to an Academy, nor have I been awarded anything.
Well, you like so Katie and I met when I emailed her and said, let's be friends, you're cool. And she's like, sure. And you told me.
That's literally what happened on Facebook. Literally. On Facebook Messenger, of all things. She just was like, I think you're really cool. Can we hang out and be friends? And I was like, I guess.
She played hard to get, and I'm like, no way, girlfriend, let's do this thing.
Sure thing.
Power of technology. But you lured me in with your Harry Potter.
My Harry Potter stories. Yeah, I got Harry Potter stories for days. Now, yeah, I think I've told the story probably to the group before, but I started a Harry Potter forum when I was a child, a wee young lad. I'm just kidding, I was a girl. Lass. And I, it had a lot of members similar to the group that we have now. And we won an award from J.K. Rowling. So I guess I did win an award. I can't say, like, thank the Academy, but I can't say thank J.K. Rowling, you know?
Yeah. Total celeb status.
Even though it wasn't directly to me. It was to the whole website, and my name wasn't even mentioned on it. So, like, I don't want to, like, claim too much into that. But I was there, you know? I was a part of the movement, and I think that's important. So
you have just always been in the digital space, and I love that about you.
Yeah, I've been a nerd hardcore since the beginning.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So we're going to jump here. Oh, first I have to mention that this Skype, this whole conversation is happening on Skype because we don't want to be sued by Skype. So thanks, Skype. And now on to the news of the day. So, the first story we're going to cover is a doozy. And many of you may know about it. It is the General Data Protection Regulation. If you don't know about it, it's a little too late for you to be finding out. Maybe you only have 9 days now to worry about it.
9 days.
but we're going to walk you through what we do know, which is not much. We're not lawyers.
We're not lawyers.
This is not legal advice.
Get the disclaimers. This is not legal advice. We are just humans that are not lawyers.
Not superhumans. Lawyer. And also, like, I'm not a good human at all. Let me tell you what I just did. So earlier, I was cooking. I was heating up an Amy's meal, right? Because I'm single and this is what I do in my spare time.
What's that? A frozen dinner?
Yeah, like a frozen dinner. For, like, vegetarians, but I really like them. Anyway.
At least you're, like, healthy about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's organic. There's no GMOs, whatever.
But she's single. I like that. You just...
Thank you. Yeah, I threw it out there. Yeah, me and Jenny were talking about if we were going to tell my single story. So, when Jenny and I did talk... You can tell them the story, Jenny. It's okay. I'll let you tell it.
Well, I love, like, learning about why people do the things they do and, like, why did you start this group? And Katie straight up was like, well, I really love, leading people and, like, teaching people about stuff. And then she said, and then I also was hoping to get a date out of it. So, all you single bachelors watching and listening, it is your moment.
Hasn't happened yet. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, now we're giving them an opportunity.
I know, right? Oh gosh, my palms are already sweaty. You can't.
I'll take applications. You got to go through me. Send me your application to date my daughter. Not my daughter. Send me.
My mom's like, Leela's over there, like, no.
I'm sure Daryl's like, really? This is what happens.
This is what's going on the podcast, and I'm not there. Like,
hard-hitting news.
Like, this is not okay. Like, that, I didn't approve this. Anyway, the whole reason I was telling you this was to tell you that I wasn't a good human. Not because I don't know, I'm fine, as a human. It was more like, I am just very clumsy, and earlier I was so I made my Amy's meal, and I thought, I'm gonna throw some avocado in this, cause I've got goals, in life. And I cut open the avocado, and I cut straight to my finger.
No.
Yeah, it was bleeding, and it was just I almost thought about canceling the podcast. I was like, I think I'm going to bleed to death.
Okay, that's like how my son is. Like, he'll get a scrape, and you think he chopped off his head. Like, is that how you normally react?
It was pretty bad, though. I mean,
or was it really bad?
It really is pretty bad. I know it looks like it's not, but, like, it really kind of is pretty deep. But...
So what I hear you saying is that you'd like to date a doctor.
Yes, somebody in the medical profession. No. No, that would be terrible for me, my hypochondrianism. You can already ask my roommate my former roommate who is a pharmacist who I always text all the time. I'm like, hey, I can, like, I have a cough. Should I, like, take some medicine? And she's like, I don't know. Do what you want, Katie. I'm like, okay, fine. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about the General Data Protection Regulation.
Totally.
Not me. Yeah. I'm not the focus of this podcast. So church communications is. So let's talk about general data protection as it, matters to churches. So,
yeah.
So I think the general gist of general data protection is that you are supposed to give consent to get somebody's personal information in any sort of way, right?
Correct. And it is only applicable to people who are taking action in the EU. So we're advising all our U.S. clients still to, if they have anybody filling out any data on their website, to still apply, like still be compliant in this.
Yeah.
For churches, I think it just depends on like what your reach is and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if your church has people possibly ever coming from the European Union, then you probably should consider adding an I accept button to the top, like a bar thing at the top about cookies. And then if you have an email list, you should consider adding a checkbox to that email list for signing up, saying, I know that I'm signing up for this. And even then, you may also want to do a double opt-in. This all sounds like the worst, like, experience ever for the user. Like, for the end user, I'm like, this just sounds terrible. Like, who wants to do all this stuff to confirm they're on an email list?
Yeah, I just set up it on my own ministry website, and it's like so many different steps they have to take. It's kind of a pain. But yeah, if you're tracking or running Facebook ads and you have a pixel tracker on your site or Google Analytics, or even if you use Squarespace and using their analytics, like, you have to say
that you're doing it.
We're tracking you. Yeah. And somebody has to physically close out of it to like get into your site. So That's them giving consent by taking that action.
It's literally the worst. I'm wondering if it's gonna last forever. It's kind of. I feel like somebody's got to budge. You know what I'm saying?
Rumors are that it might come to us. What?
Like
the U.S.
We might be doing it as well.
We might have more rules, and the heart behind it. We were talking about this earlier, right? The heart behind it is to protect people from data breaches and all that kind of stuff. Which is good.
I'm pro protecting people and their rights, like privacy. That's great.
Yeah.
But I'm also like pro business.
For sure.
You know? It's obviously we have a super free economy, so it's kind of...
There's a better way to do it for sure.
Yeah, there's got to be something. Like, I get the, like, making sure that you give consent completely to being on the list. But at the same time, if you wrote your email address in, like, you gave consent. I don't know why we have to, like, do, like, 1,400 more things to prove that you did that. But at the same time, okay. So.
Well, one interesting thing I was thinking about, too, for the church world, is what this law is doing is protecting people's data. So if you are collecting tithing information, like, what are the rules going to be on that? You know, because you're dealing with money, and and they're trying to protect people's money and all that kind of stuff. So,
which of course, you've got to send people their statements, right? Which I don't think we do that online. Like, well, we do actually. Yeah, you can look up that on the website. I was like, can you do that? I control the website, Katie. You should know. Like, I haven't ever done it. I just got the letter in the mail because I'm an old lady. But yeah, you can
hanging up your heels.
So, but there is an SSL certificate. But of course, maybe would that mean we would have to give consent for people to even view it online?
I don't know.
Is it kind of like those online statements, like, you know, and at like your bank, you have to like give consent to get an online statement instead of a paper one? I don't know. These are just great questions. Who knows what the future looks like? We're just guessing. Who knows? But
we are not lawyers.
We're not lawyers. I think we should repeat that multiple times throughout this podcast. We're not lawyers. We don't know what we're really talking about, but you should be concerned about it, and probably at least read it. There's a really great article from MailChimp, that I will put, that their lawyers wrote, that I will put in the notes later on. So Mark here has a question. I'm going to read Mark's question from the Facebook group. He said, do you want to visit our website? You sure? You positive? Just to be safe, you want to be here, right? Yes, okay. You can come in, but we're still watching you. Yeah, it's like a little too much, right? I don't know. To me, it's just like a lot of, I don't know. It's Big Brother, super Big Brother-ish. And of course, of course we've been watching you, but at least we didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I used to target people with ads like, so I saw you were visiting this website and now I'm here to stalk you and tell you this. Like, I used to say that, and now I'm like, okay, now I feel like I have to reel it in a little bit and be a little more classy about being so dramatic about it, because all these other areas are so over the top.
And no more fun.
No more fun.
No more fun for us, but that's okay. Yeah, okay. So I feel like we handled GDPR as well as we could. May it rest in peace.
May 25th, though, guys.
Oh,
if you're going to update your stuff, May 25th is. Well, we got to scare people into changing their ways, because if somebody signs up, and I don't know, you could get sued for $40 million. I'm just going to say that. $20 million or 4%, whatever is higher of the income of your company. So. You didn't know that? Oh my gosh, you better start working tonight on it.
I know, right? I don't have that much income for my business. I don't know what they're going to take.
Well, they'll sue you 20 mil. 20 mil.
Just 20 mil as a minimum?
Whatever's the highest, they said. So yeah, that's why I'm like, oh my God. Like, somebody from New Zealand signed up for my list, and I started panicking, like, everyone's coming after me now.
Yeah, I'm just going to let people sign up from the EU to my email list until May 24th, and then I'm never going to let anybody sign up again. Just gonna block them all.
That's so loving and kind. I mean, what would Jesus do?
He would probably... Right? I don't know. These are great questions. It's hard to, like, figure that out. It's not hard. It's, like, really simple, right? Like, just don't let people sign up for your email without giving them consent in some way. But you did say, or we did talk about earlier too, the double opt-in. So does the double opt-in count?
Yes.
Because, like, so what if you're at, like, a fair? Like, let's say you're at, like, some random place, and you're just getting a list. Like, you're getting a real paper list of emails or something. And so you have them all written down. So you're just typing them into your list, you know? Like, you got comm cards or something. Then does the double opt-in cover you because you had a written list, and perhaps you lost it, but you did a double opt-in, so they chose again to make sure that to follow you.
Yeah, double opt-in covers it. So if you
We're not
enter
lawyers,
them,
though.
they get the email, and then they have to click a button that says, I confirm that you're covered.
That I am supposed to be on your list. Yes.
Yes,
then you're
but you have
for real
to say,
covered.
You have to say, I'm going to be emailing you my newsletter. Like, you have to spell out specifically what they're opting into.
Okay.
Like, you can't just say, sign up for this free thing, and then send them, like, a nurture email sequence with 700 emails trying to sell your latest
thing.
Meal.
Okay.
Microwave meal. That's what I was going for. Joke failed.
You're like,
so yeah, you have to
microwave
specifically
meal.
say, sign up for this free thing, and I'm going to tell you about other special surprises like my microwave meals.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I totally get what you're saying. Yes. So you just have to be very specific at what you're emailing the people.
Yes. Yes.
What if though you suddenly change what you're emailing them? Do you have to email all of them again?
Well, hopefully you say, sign up for this and other information.
Oh, okay.
Other information.
I can say, and other information. That covers everything.
Yeah.
And perhaps other information.
But they physically have to click or check a box to consent.
Yes. And so that is why I think, for me, the easiest way might be the double opt-in, but also the worst way, right? Because, like, who wants double opt-in? Not me, that's for sure. I don't care enough. There's only one email list I care drastically about, besides church communications, of course. And that's the hustle email, and I love that email. It's like one that I look forward to reading every day. But otherwise, I'm like, oh man, I'm on so many email lists, and I just sign up for them because I just want like a coupon or whatever. So I just feel bad for all these companies who, and I also want their coupons, so it's
So you'll be clicking away, double opt-in.
I'll be clicking all day. All right, so we're going to move on to the next piece of wonderful content here. So we have Twitter algorithm changes will hide more bad tweets and trolls. So, did you read this story?
I did. But I just really have a question. Are you still on Twitter?
I am still on Twitter. It was funny because I was actually called out about it the other day, and somebody said I didn't put out enough content.
What?
Whoops. I am still on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
I was back in the day when everyone was like super interactive and like I felt like you had relationships on there with people and like, it was community. And then I tried to get back on like 2 years ago and it wasn't the same. And I got super bummed and just gave up on it.
Yeah, and maybe it'll be better if you come back, because apparently the Twitter algorithm is getting better at hiding bad tweets and trolls. So apparently they're now prompting the tweet prompts whether to block the accounts and the IP addresses. So I think that's cool. And you know what? I know I'm supposed to talk about this later in the podcast, but you know who is lit on Twitter right now? Beth Moore. She is killing it right now on Twitter. I was totally going to talk about that later in our next section.
Yeah, she's good.
She's really killing it. I'm just real proud of her. She's just tweeting up a storm. It's like somebody let her heart go. So,
what if you try to interact with her and then the algorithm blocks you?
I mean, I haven't like trolled her, so hopefully not. I have tweeted at her several times now, though.
Awesome.
But she has favored it once.
You're such a celeb.
I know. I feel like I'm really winning at life.
You are.
So,
for sure.
Yes, touched by an angel. So our next lovely bit of news is Facebook is testing a new rating system for brand pages. Ooh. So what does this mean for your church? So basically, it says that we're testing a new score out of 10 to help people find great places more easily. The score is based on multiple ratings, reviews, and recommendations people share about pages on Facebook. So it's not just the reviews that are on your page, but maybe people have recommended your church in different posts across groups or across people's profiles or whatever. They've like tagged your church and stuff. And now Facebook's going to put that in a scale of 1 to 10. So you could have a 9, you could have a 7. And that's crazy and maybe scary, but also maybe good. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, when I read this earlier today, I frantically checked all my church clients, and 10 out of 10, one has a 9.8 or something like, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, really? Yours already has it?
Yeah, they all have it.
No way.
Does yours?
I don't think so. I looked at ours today, and I didn't see it.
Yeah, it totally rolled out for us. And I feel like it's fine. It just reminds me of hotornot.com, which I don't advise going to. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I think so. Isn't that
okay? It was like super cool when I was in college. Like you just rank people how they look. Mm-hmm. It's so un-Jesus-y.
Isn't that what Facebook was originally supposed to be, though?
Yeah, and now they're like bringing it full circle, scoring places. So I don't think it's needed personally, and. I mean, it's fine. I feel good because we all have 10s, but it's like if that drops lower, then all you have to do is hide your reviews, and you're fine.
Right.
But
you can't hide
I don't think it's. No, you can hide the ranking.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, I think if you just turn off reviews, it goes away.
Okay, but it says here too that they can use sentiment scoring based on messages, user queries, and various other Facebook cues, and so you may not know what's impacting it.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong. I tested it and it went away. But yeah, that's like, oh.
Yeah. It's a lot.
I don't like it. Do you like it?
I am intrigued by it. I went through this phase where I turned off all the reviews on all of our pages.
Yeah.
I was just like, I ain't having it. I'm done with dealing with it.
Were you getting bad ones?
No, I was just like, this is silly. Like, our church is a church. It's not a fun house. You know what I'm saying? Why would you review it? I don't know. Like, to me, it just seems silly. Like, a church is a place of worship. Like, who cares if it has 5 stars or not? Every church is going to be different, and it's full of sinners, like, who are broken people. Like, and for the most part, the reviews that we were getting weren't even about the church. It was about specific people in the church that they didn't like.
Oh, yeah.
I get a lot of those. We get a lot, because we're a very visible church. And then we have people who are very visible inside of our church. We have a lot of celebrities. And they get, like, some hate or whatever, because maybe, especially, like, politicians. We have a lot of politicians at our church. And they'll, if they make a decision, they'll be like, oh, that was totally unchristlike. And because they did this, the church is terrible as well. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. To quote the commercial. And I'm like, guys, you've got to work on this. So that's why I turned them all off for a period of time. And then I came back around to being like, okay, this isn't the worst thing in the world. Like, I get that social proof matters.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to be said there about that. Like, choosing, like, if I was just moved to Nashville and I searched for churches and I saw that this church had a high score, then I might be willing to give it more of a chance than another one. But a lot of other factors go into that, too, besides a rating. Like, denomination plays a factor if you're, an old school Southern Baptist like myself. And then, a lot of other things, like, what kind of worship do they do? Like, can I find community here? There's a million different things. So, yeah. That's my feelings about reviews and ratings.
That's good. I just feel sad for the churches that are trying hard and they get a low score. You'll be okay.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Just testing. Just trials and tribulations, Just kidding.
You'll get through it. We'll support you.
What a first world problem that we're talking about right now.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's so hotornot.com. Like, it's so trivial in the bigger picture of things. Like, don't rate don't rank my church. Like, let me go and experience it and see how I respond and feel, and if the teaching's solid. Like, let me be a part of it before I look at your stupid look. Sorry, I'm getting passionate.
Oh, start preaching. I know.
Got ranking and Hot or Not. I don't know, but it's coming out.
Were you on Hot or Not? Is this like a thing that happened to you?
I wasn't. But now I'm like tempted to make one for the group for you.
Oh my gosh, please, let's make a whole, like, we're terrible people. This is terrible. That's a terrible idea. We're not going to do that.
Sorry, Carol.
Oh, how about for graphics, though? Like, Hot or Not? Like, this graphic's great. Your bulletin is terrible. We should work on that. Just kidding. I'm all about the truth and love, guys. I am always the first one to be like, you shouldn't say it like that. I know that this looks bad, but we can work on the flaming cross. Like, I'm like, why is this like, I'm like, why is that like that? I see so many graphics per day, and I'm just like, guys, we can be better. We don't have to be 2004 grunge.
For sure. Well, I'll even look at my work that I think, this is my one advice for graphic designers. You got to sleep on it before you submit it. Like, I'll look at something that I thought was so fantastic last night, look at it the next day, and I'm like, ooh. Bad. I'll like cringe. And you're like, it's not, can't do it. It's so hot or not.com. So yeah, we should do that with graphics. That's fun.
I think that's a fun idea, and maybe we'll bring that. Apparently, people really wanted the Photoshop, like a Photoshop Friday, where people, like, you did it too, where you Photoshop, like, a weird situation into a picture. Because somebody once asked us to, like, remove all the people in the background or something in a picture. So maybe we'll have to bring that into a real thing that we do in the group. The thing is, though, I have to find pictures to do that with. So I don't know if it should just be pictures of me. Like, you'll Photoshop me on a beach somewhere.
Like riding a shark. Like, people...
Oh my gosh, we could use them as the podcast covers on YouTube. The thumbnail. I mean, they'd probably get more clicks.
This is definitely how we're going to get you a date. Let's do it.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Photoshop, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, especially with this Hawaiian shirt I have on. It definitely looks like a Hawaiian shirt in this picture. It's more not Hawaiian in real life, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. I like the color for sure.
Thank you. I got it at Bargain Hunt because I am thrifty.
I'm trying not to keep getting you dates, but you're just setting yourself up for success.
I'm a steward of my
guys,
life.
She takes care of her finances.
Golly, what the heck? What are you going to do next? Except I'm a mess back here. Look at this, how messy it is. What are you going to do? I have a lot of books,
all have some problems.
Fine collection of novels. Of paperback novels. All right, so the next question, and it is very dire. Do you hear Yanny or Laurel? What do you hear?
Oh my gosh.
The internet must know.
Can you play it where people can hear?
That would be awesome, but I can't.
You can't?
Maybe
okay,
I'll Photoshop it in there later or something. Photoshop.
Yeah, Photoshop it in, which makes no sense. And I'll put the link in.
I'm a terrible audio editor, so probably not going to happen. But you're an Emmy award-winning editor, so I can work that in.
Yes. No, so it's this viral thing similar to What Color's the Dress, right? Gold or blue. Like, you hear it differently depending on frequency and I think age, too, I read. So people are either hearing it Yanny or, what is it, Laurel?
Or Laurel. And I read that it depends on if you can hear higher frequencies, like higher pitch, you hear Yanny. And if you can't hear higher pitch, then you hear Laurel. And I only hear Laurel, which is fine.
I heard Yanny.
I think it's because I have kind of maybe a sinus infection right now. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I just have better hearing than you.
I think it's allergies, really. Yes, and perhaps you have better hearing than me. I have spent a lot of time at some Nashville concerts, and I have no regrets. So when I can't hear when I'm 90, I'll just be like, whatever, I had a great time. Like Grandma Katie had a great time in her 20s. So it's fine. Can't hear anything.
I listened to it again, though, and I heard both.
Oh yeah, I've heard Yanny once, literally one time. So somebody said the word Yanny, and then I heard it, and I was like, oh, what? And then I kept listening to it. I was like, oh my god, I can't hear it again. So it's never gonna happen.
Can I tell a story about hearing things?
About Yanny and Laurel?
Such a good setup. When I was in 6th grade, this boy that I might or might not have had a crush on came over, and he had a dog whistle, and he was like, blowing it. And he's like, if you can hear this, you're a dog. And it wasn't really a dog whistle, but I'm like, I totally can't hear it. I can't hear a thing. And he was just like totally punking me, and I just looked like the biggest idiot ever.
Aww. Well, I'm sorry that happened.
I have post-traumatic stress. Yeah, I have post-traumatic stress. You can pray me through it. It's fine.
Oh, man. What a jerk. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thank you. Yeah. This is community.
This is community, and we support each other through these trials, so.
My hearing's great. I heard Yanni, and it's really fun. You guys should go check it out and listen and tell us what
it's in the group. I totally closed the comments on it, though, because I was like, this thing's going to take, like, there's going to be 1,000 comments on it, and we got to move on with our lives. It was fun for, like, a season, but, like, let's move on. I'm sure somebody else is going to say. I'm almost positive somebody else is going to share it in the group and be like, look at this new thing. And I'm like, guys, we just talked about that last week. We're good now. We don't really have to.
The dress comes back.
I know.
What color's the dress? Oh my god.
Dude, somebody just posted it yesterday and acted like it was a new thing. I was like, guys, no, it's not new. There's nothing new under the sun, okay? So, sorry, I'm like Jesus juking left and right tonight, you know? Like, that's what people get. When it's Jenny and Katie. I really think this should be a thing. We should do this more often. We've already gotten 9 likes and 9 love reactions, so 18 reactions in all. I mean, really, we are killing it.
Are any of those single or bachelors?
Let's not. Like, we gotta stop. We gotta rein this back in.
All right, sorry.
Let's focus on the Lord and less on Katie.
Amen.
Praise Him. All right, so let's do our lift up segment. Where we lift something up. So, we're going to talk about some things. And I was going to say Beth Moore, but now that I already have, I have something else. But I want you to go ahead and go first.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. Have you heard of Carlos Whitaker?
I have.
I feel like he's around where you live or something.
I think he is. Didn't he, like, used to work at Cross Point?
I think so. He's Nashville-ish.
Yeah,
now.
I feel like I've seen him.
He is like, okay, so for those of you who don't know who he is, he used to be a worship leader and pastor, I think. I might be butchering this, so sorry.
I really think he was. No, I think you're right.
He's definitely did worship, and he's a leader in ministry, and most recently he's been authoring books and speaking, but he went through a season of like a really hard time, and he wrote a book called Kill the Spider, and it's really touches on like emotional healing and like not just like getting through the cobwebs of things, but actually going to the root of it and like finding Jesus in the midst of that hard thing and like pushing through it. So his book, Kill the Spider, has been like life-changing. I recommend it to everybody. It's so good. And the fact that he had the guts to write about something so hard and so vulnerable and like put it all out there and just urge people to like go after the things that are just crushing them. Like it's such a good book.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. I would rank that for sure.
Not 9.8.
Not a 9.
Okay, 10 out of 10 from Jenny.
It's so hot right now.
Yeah. Did you get the book or did you do the audiobook?
I wish I just started getting an audiobook. I got the book. I read it on my Kindle in one night. It's so good.
Oh, that's pretty serious.
H. Turner. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done that in a while. Like read one book in a sitting. I just finished The Very Worst Missionary by Jamie Wright. And that's not what I'm lifting up, but it was also fantastic. Yeah, it was great. I was going to actually lift up another book. So this is totally like a textbook, you guys. I'm teaching digital design, media, and layout this semester for the University of Florida. So if you're not watching the podcast and you're listening to it, this book is called White Space is Not Your Enemy. And it looks terrible, honestly. Like the cover is not very well designed, honestly, which is funny. But the book, and honestly, they probably had a new update since this version. This was when I was in school. But we still teach out of it because it's amazing. It's such a good book, and it just talks about, like, how to visually design. And honestly, I think everybody in our group should read it.
It's about design or photography?
No, it's about design. Yeah,
cool.
It's got really specific things in it. Which I'm sure I'm like breaking some kind of copyright.
Oh yeah.
By showing
we're not lawyers. It's fine.
It's fine. No, it's fine. I mean, isn't that like fair use or something when I just showed it to you for like 5 seconds?
So if we want to put a quick blip of Britney Spears, we'll be fine too.
Britney Spears. Yeah. I mean, the book is just wonderful. Hey, I'm telling people to buy the book. I think that they can be okay. So yeah, it's just a wonderful book, regardless of if you were in school or not. And just sitting there and reading through it and learning through it is very handy. So there you go. You don't have to pay for the course. It costs a lot of money at graduate school. You can just do it on your own and read it. So.
Amen.
this really went somewhere. But we got like 5 more likes in the last, or 6 more likes in the last, 5 minutes. So really, the people are just eating this up. So clearly, we're doing something right here.
Yeah, we are.
So I should remind you that we did this conversation on Skype because Skype. And I guess this is the end of the show. Any parting thoughts? Any wisdom? Would you like to plug your social media and websites?
Oh my goodness.
Book.
Well,
Jenny's
my
got a book coming out.
Are GP, RD, LMNOP certified, so you can check those out. Yeah, I have a book coming out in October, so I'm sure you'll all hear about it again. But if you want to buy it, just pre-order. Guys, I've been waiting to say this. It's at Target online. It's at Walmart online.
So she's like a big deal. Her book is at Walmart and Target, you guys. Like, that's not normal.
But not in real life. I mean, online. Like, it's still so, like, I almost cried my face off when I saw it, but it's really fun. It's called Courageous Creative. And it's, like, basically a discipleship guide for people to be creative and inspire others for Jesus. So.
Yeah. And I love that.
Endorsing it.
Hopefully, if I can read it in time.
If she knows how to read.
Before I go to Canada.
It'll be fine.
It's going to be great. It's going to be so great. So if you're listening to us, you can review us on iTunes. You can subscribe. If you review us on iTunes, we meant to do this a long time ago, but if you review us on iTunes and you tell me, like, message me or ping me, our company, our church communications, will donate $1 to maybe a special ministry, probably Light of the Village, that serves in Mobile, Alabama, because it's special and dear to my heart. So, I'm just, like, making you, like, please go review us, because I will give money. And then, subscribe to us on iTunes, join the group, watch us live on our Facebook page, and, we will hang out again next week. So, thanks, Jenny, for being on the podcast. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. See you later.
Bye.